Your latest news update from Western Mass News.
Good morning, I'm Amanda Callahan. Here's your latest news update from Western Mass News. In Wilbraham, Springfield Street is now back open after a serious crash last night. Police posting this photo on their social media overnight. A car crashed into a utility pole in the area of Wilton Drive, knocking down wires in the area. Now that road was closed for several hours, but is now back open. No word on if anyone was injured. Parents are raising concerns in Longmeadow after a paraprofessional was fired for allegedly taking photos in a school bathroom and posting them to her OnlyFans account, a subscription-based platform that enables content creators to monetize their influence. A school district says in a statement that the situation did not involve students or staff and the matter was addressed promptly. Several state lawmakers, including Senator Joe Comerford, who represents Hampshire and Franklin counties, are hoping to make school lunches free permanently. Lawmakers have submitted a new bill calling for the program that's been in place since the COVID-19 pandemic began to now be permanent. The money for that program would come from the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education, but the cost has not yet been determined.
All right, plenty of sunshine to get our day started. We are going to notice some clouds increasing as the afternoon goes on, but aside from a flurry, we're going to be staying dry. Temperatures today, upper 30s, maybe a flurry tomorrow morning. We're going to see readings tomorrow, though, come back up into the 40s, both tomorrow and Sunday. So the final weekend of January, mild. A weak system will bring us some showers late Sunday night, maybe into, I should say, Sunday, into Sunday night. Not much with that, though. Maybe a few wet snowflakes in the hills. And Monday, a little unsettled with a high of 40, maybe a mixed shower in the morning. Then we turn colder. But right now, as we turn colder, it looks like we stay dry. But it's a long way out. We got to watch some moisture to our south. Right now, the storm track looks to stay to the south. February, by the way, February 1st, Wednesday, Groundhog Day on Thursday. We may turn colder after that, too. Friday, as we go into the first weekend of February, we're going to have some of the coldest weather we've seen in quite a while. But it's a long way out. We'll see how that plays out. But as of now, no big storms are indicated. All right, that's your forecast. Have a great Friday, everybody.
Stay with Western Mass News on air, online, and on our app throughout the day for breaking news, weather, and exclusive content.